Hey dough rollers, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk credit scores and what kind of FICO score you need to get a good credit card. Specifically, we're going to look at small business credit cards. How in the world did this topic come up? Well, at my credit card site, allcards.com, I have a team that scours the internet for data on folks that, maybe in a credit or credit card forum, they indicate, hey, I applied for such and such a card, I got approved or denied. That happens. If they got approved, often they'll share their credit limit and what their credit score is. We collect that data and make that available to you. And hopefully it's helpful in sort of gauging whether you can get approved for a card, keeping in mind, of course, that issuers look at a lot more than just credit scores. But let me just show you an example of this, and then we'll talk about why this came up this week. This is I just kind of picked this card randomly. This is City Custom Cash, a great card, by the way. And yeah, here's all the credit score data we've been able to collect so far. There's one denial. They had an 800 score. So just because you have a good score doesn't mean you're going to get approved. And it looks like the lowest one here is about 748. So yeah, this at least from the data we have, the City Custom Cash requires pretty good credit. Again, it's just a small sample size, but it's the data that we could collect. Well, I was looking over this data and doing some research on the internet, and I just Googled, hey, what credit score do you need in order to get a good business credit card? Let me just show you that. And what I've noticed, and you've probably noticed this too, if you search for credit card information, let me see if I can make this a little bigger, or bank account information, Google is pretty much going to show you the same handful of sites over and over and over again, whether that's the best content on the internet or not. I'm sure Google tries hard to show you the best, and I guess best is in the eye of the beholder. But I noticed here's Wallet Hub, a really good site. Here you go. You need a credit score of 700 or higher to get one of the best, whatever that means, business credit cards, 700 or higher. And then I noticed NerdWallet says you need at least 690. So according to NerdWallet, 690 will do it. And I read those articles, and what I was looking for was the source of this information. What do they base these claims on? I couldn't find anything. Now, maybe it's there and I missed it. Maybe they have it somewhere else on their site. I don't know what the basis for those claims were, but I thought, I'm not sure if that's correct. So I went through all of our data on some of the top business credit cards, and it turns out we have plenty of examples of folks getting a really good business credit card from Amex, Capital One, Chase, with credit scores not only below 700, not only below 690, in some cases in the low to mid 600s. And so I wrote a little bit of code to pull all of that data out and show it to you on a page, and I'll leave a link below the video to this page. It shows you for each card the lowest approved score we can find and the average of all of the approved scores. Again, based on what we can find. Sometimes we have dozens of data points for a card. Sometimes we just have a couple. So let me show you that page now. If we go back to the home page, we can get to it. It's right here. And if we get down to the data, what I did is I listed all of the business cards in our database where we currently have credit score data. Keep in mind that depending on the issuer, where you live, and the specific card you get, they may pull from a different credit bureau. I think Capital One is the only one that I'm aware of that tends to pull from all three. I guess they're an overachiever. I don't know. In any event, here we go. Look at this one from Amex. Delta Sky Miles Gold. We found an approval of 604. And in fact, the average, 651. If we come down here, here's a great card. Inc. Business Unlimited, one of the best in my view. We found an approval at 653. And if we go into the data, here's one for 662, 667, 672. Some denials, by the way, in the 700. So keep in mind, the credit score is just one factor. Here's the Delta Sky Miles Platinum, 659, we found an approval. Another Amex card, 673. And a couple that I was surprised about. Here's Amex Gold Business, 682. And the Platinum, 690. So not bad. Of course, we don't have a ton of data for that one. But even the Inc. Business Premier we found an approval for 690, which is a wonderful card, one that I've carried for a long time. So that's based on our data. Again, it's somewhat limited, and we have thousands of data points. But given these issuers obviously issue millions of credit cards over time when you collect them all together. So our sample is relatively small. But even with that small sample, we have approvals in the low to mid 600s, for some of the best business credit cards you can get. And I wanted to share that data with you. Hopefully it will help you if you're in the market for a small business credit card. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And until next time, remember, the best thing money can buy is financial freedom. I almost forgot. Pretty sure it's financial freedom.